Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We have affectionately called ourselves now the Crash Sisters. So, this is no stranger to anything that I do. Dr. Monica Buerger and I go way back. And interestingly enough, we both took some tumbles this over Christmas-ish. And now we were just kind of laughing about recovery and menopause and all those kinds of wonderful things that, like, I got to tell you, you have in your chiropractic sisterhood. And I cannot even believe how blessed I am to have so many amazing friends and girlfriends within chiropractic. And I gotta say, I didn't have a lot of close female friends growing up. My mom and dad kind of, I think this was their way of teaching us not to follow the herd. Was, you know what, you're not really probably going to be friends with these people in the next 5 years, so don't do dumb things, which was really good advice, right? And so I learned to just kind of like be friendly, but know that like there was the next stage. And it's been so fun and so rewarding to have great friends for decades like Dr. Monica. So Monica, thanks so much for joining me today.
I couldn't wait to see you. And those of you, I have a new little tattoo until all my scars start to kind of heal up. And but I couldn't miss this chance to hang out with you. So I am live with believe it or not, those of you know me, I'm a little crazy. I did start titrating back into the office for a few hours with a broken wrist and a broken leg and ligaments torn galore and a rotator cuff tear and you name it. But I tell the little fiddle farts, the kiddos in my practice, that this is my snake hairdo for a while.
That's, it's so funny. When I got out of the shower this morning and I never use a blow dryer, but I was like, I wish my hair looked soft and curly like Monica's. Like,
it's just so soft and curly right now.
Mine's just frizzy. And we're here. And Dr. Monica is awesome. Thanks for bringing her on. You're most welcome. It just shows Facebook users. So if you want to pop your name in too, then I know who I'm talking to. Lifting you in prayer, Dr. Monica, Dr. Barbara, powerful ladies. Hi, Barbara. I just put on pause the Mindset Talk for 3M Summit. Woohoo! Because the notification popped up that you were live. Oh, thank you. Put your name in the comments so I know who I'm talking to. So Dr. Monica is back at the pediatric boot camp for our third year in a row. And we all just sit mesmerized like this when Monica's talking and pretend like we know, oh, it's Jolene in Peru. So how fun is this? Yeah. And now we're singing to you too. And there's Mackenzie as well. Monica has an unbelievable capacity for intelligence, far beyond if I had 30 brains could hold in. Monica, share with us this year, what are we going to be learning at Peds Boot Camp? And obviously, because of these injuries, Monica's going to be joining us virtually. But if anyone can rock virtual and still bring the energy, it's definitely Dr. Monica. What are we going to learn this year?
Well, I'm going to try to make it not so Monica crazy brain, but it will be crazy brain. You know how my brain is. Here's the deal. Well, with I gotta watch my words, huh? I gotta watch what I say. With the crap though that's happened over the last couple of years, there is definitely a lot we're gonna need to know. You don't have to necessarily do more, but you're gonna have to be more mindful of those little fiddle farts that come into your practice. From preconception to prenatal to when that little fiddle fart enters your office. And the dealie is, in fact, I think it was last boot camp, I talked about prenatal stressors and what we know from previous natural disasters. The thing is now we are seeing it with the COVID generation. And what we need to understand is where our place is, what our role is in that intervention strategy. Because I will tell you, Barbara, there was a cool study that came out. See, you got me fired up. I was a little achy, a little bit pain this morning, and I told Barbara, we got this, but now you got me fired up, so I'm good.
Hold on.
There was a study that came out recently with regards to autism and early intervention. And what pisses me off is we need to be that early intervention. Okay? We really, 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 really do. And you guys are going to learn why during the pediatric boot camp at the end of this month. I will give you the reasons why, and I'll tie it together for you. But it was an amazing study. And if they only knew about what we have to offer, how we would be in that role as primary early intervention strategy for these little fit farts, so that down the road, they don't end up with these labels. So I'm not going to tell you what it is now. You guys have to be there.
Gotta come. And you know, Monica, like she's going to like dive in deep so that we have a really deep understanding and can talk with the best of them, right? Yes. And talk with parents as well as when they connect us with their pediatrician and be able to go to, you know, roundtable discussions and whatnot to talk about these issues. And, you know, something I've really been harping on in the boot camp is let's get out of the corner, stop sucking our thumb and saying, boo hoo hoo, no one recognizes us. Like enough of the baby stuff. Like put on your big girl panties, put on your big boy panties and spread the message. Like the only reason people choose the other route is because that's what they hear. And I get it. There's big money behind them. But if Donald Trump taught us anything, he taught us that you can move and change the narrative at the grassroots level. And we are a grassroots profession. Every single one of your practice members every single day needs to know about chiropractic care. They can talk to anyone about the football game. I don't know, the Super Bowl. Ben and I last night were like, who's playing? When is it? They can go anywhere and talk about the news or all of this chaos. But what they're counting on you to share with them is our message of chiropractic that has never changed since 1895. So if you're not sure how to talk chiropractic, learn. And the PEDS boot camp, you will learn. If you're in the boot camp, my boot camp, 56-day boot camp, there's a whole section on philosophy by the philosophy guy himself, Dr. Brian Dooley. If your team members don't know how to talk chiropractic, it is essential. And that is the only way that we're going to make a change in our communities and therefore this world. It's through education and sharing testimonials, which are our greatest source of believability. I mean, can you imagine if every single chiropractor just once a week did a Facebook Live and shared a testimonial?
Right.
I mean, it would have this massive impact. So those of you who are watching now and go back and watch this, will you? I'm asking you live, will you? Will you commit to share one testimonial in some fashion every week outside of your practice so that people know what we do? And like Monica just said, so that we're not the ones that are using somebody else's study, that they're the ones using our study. Go ahead, Monica.
Well, no, so you brought up a great point. We've all seen the crap storm over the last couple of years and how with social media, there has been ability to shift the narrative with regard to this whole virus vaccine shitstorm stuff. Okay. But if we did the same thing within our profession and all flooded social media, our communities, etc., with one chiropractic message a week, can you imagine the domino effect of that? And the other thing I want to say is we do need to get to the table. We do need to sit at these round tables with OTs, PTs, counselors, etc., and tell the chiropractic message. You know, I just saw my dear friend Heidi Havik posted another study that got accepted to a high-level journal, by the way. And we get into these high-level journals, we get our research into these high-level journals, that is huge. But looking at, here I go with the research thing, but here we go with the cortical drive from a chiropractic adjustment to cortical drive to the lower extremity in stroke victims. A 95% increase in cortical drive, meaning this is what it really means. A 95% increase in the brain being able to talk to the body, and the body being able to essentially what happens when the brain can communicate with the body and then the body communicates with the brain. This is the foundation of all dis-ease, okay? Within various realms of research, neurodevelopment, neuropsychiatry, you name it. If we understand that, we can break this science into very simple pieces to give to our communities. And we need to be at those tables and explain that to OTs and PTs. Why is it important for the brain to be able to perceive the body? You'll learn that on the 26th as well.
Yay! And so much. And listen, it's the first law of learning is repetition.
It's repetition, repetition,
It's
repetition.
repetition. So if in your mind you're like, been there before. No, you haven't, because you're a completely mixture of cells today than you were yesterday, and definitely a different mixture of cells a year ago. And you've had lots of circumstances and lots of things have added to your life from last year to this year. So you will have a different capacity to hear and learn this year than last year. And let's face it, like the babies that are being delivered now are like this.
It's a totally, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why, we're going to talk about what we're seeing, what does it mean, and what is our role in that? But what does it mean when they enter your office? I don't want you to think just now when they enter your office. I want you to see these little fiddle farts on a spectrum. Like, what does this mean to their potential future as a teen, as an adult, as a contributing human being? And we're going to cover all that.
Yes. And then I'm coming to you all hard about money and conversion, as well as every single baby who comes in. Have you asked for a referral? Because those mamas who have babies that aren't doing well know lots of other mamas who have babies that aren't doing well. So, like those communities, man, those women talk. Like we as women, we all know we communicate. And so, I'm so thankful for my tribe, and I'm so thankful of how they show up on the public pages when a question is asked, and they're like, hey, check out the boot camp. Hey, check out Dr. Barb. And my dream would be that all of you would have the same experience in your community, that when a mama posts a question about a baby, there are 50 people from your practice who are like, go see Dr. Monica. Go see Dr. Monica. You got to go see Dr. Monica. Go see Dr. Monica. And start waking those communities up of, oh, I didn't know chiropractic care could help with blah, 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 blah. Yes. First line.
Well, we can talk too about how it's actually very easy to build a waiting list practice. It really, really is, you guys. One, you have conviction, you have confidence, your ability to communicate. Just taking those alone, you can have a practice that is so dang busy in any population you really want to focus on. But kids and animals, there's a special place that parents, pet owners, etc., will they will do anything, for their kids and their animals. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really easy. And if you know just a couple simple things that you're going to need to know with this new generation, what's coming down the pipeline, you will be the go-to person, because Barb, you know what the pediatricians are telling them?
I can't imagine.
Just hold on, just wait and see. Let's see if they outgrow it. You can't go undo maladaptive neuroplastic development. You don't want to wait and have to try to undo it, because in that first 1,000 days, the prenatal period and the first 2 years of life, that is your capstone time. There's a lot of things you can't undo. It's not just let's wait to see if they grow out of it by 1 year of age. It's not going to work, you guys.
So we almost need like an anti-wait and see campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, right? Is change the narrative of, if you've been told wait and see, and your child has a problem, let me interfere on that one. You know, like,
and that's what I'm saying. We need to be the early intervention. But you have to understand, the why. You have to understand why, one, what you're looking at. What are you looking at? All right. And then why you would want to do certain things, why that early intervention is necessary. And then where might this lead if you don't intervene? And that's all the fun stuff we can hash out. We're gonna have a blast on the 26th.
Yeah. I mean, here's the story. If you can travel, come join us February 24th through the 26th at Sherman. If you're a student, we're going to be running some Instagram contests for free tickets. I have just asked everyone I know, inside and outside our profession, to sponsor students. Monica and I have a huge heart for students. We want to see you be successful. Yes, financially, but more from a calling. That chiropractic is a job. If there isn't something in your heart that's pulling you all along, I promise you will get burned out.
Yes.
No matter what you're doing, like, see that your life is more than punching a time clock. Yeah. Even if you own your own business and punching a time clock, like it pulls you forth, like getting out of bed. And I cannot wait to be with my tribe. I cannot wait to meet new chiropractors and students, just like Monica. Like, we've been doing this for a long time because the pull from in here. And if you don't have it now, it's okay. It's still there. And coming to an event like the PAIDS boot camp will ignite that, and will turn that small spark into an inferno when you see, and when you're supported, and when you're loved, and really truly when you have the knowledge to serve, when you have the knowledge to speak, when you have the knowledge to share and connect. So if you're unable to travel because you have young kids, or just your schedule, or maybe your state stuff, then grab a virtual ticket. If you can be with us, come and join in on the party. And here's the deal. This woman is super smart. So I know there is no way in a few hours you can grasp everything that she says. You know, Dr. Sheree is super smart. All of the speakers just like bring it all, man. Like, we're just giving it all to you. And that's why, whether you join virtually or live, you get a 60-day replay link. 60 days. So for 60 days, you get to go back into your office and check out, like, put these things into place. And maybe you didn't do it right. Go back home that night, watch the replay, and then be like, oh yeah, that's how. Then do it again. So it'll be just like school for 60 days. I don't know any other program that does that, but it's my commitment to make sure that we're not playing tag with success, that we're not just checking off the boxes of, I attended that seminar. No. I want it to get in here and here, so that you are part of changing this world. So, Monica, any last minute words for everyone?
You got to be there. Seriously, you guys, if I can go to the office looking like this, okay, with every limb injured and a whiplash and a concussion, there's something that drives us to do this, and that is really owning the future. I mean that a freaking $1,000,000%. If we collaborate, if we have confidence, if we support each other, and Barb's boot camp is phenomenal with support, we can own the future. And it's our future, but it's the future of generations to come. And you have to know this information if you want to be a change maker. Show up.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I really emphasized this a couple of years ago before PAIDS boot camp. You know, maybe you're like, you know what, I'm not a pediatric specialist. That's fine. But if you see children, you have a responsibility to know how to do this. You have a responsibility to know how to do an in-depth exam. Dr. Sheree is phenomenal at taking us through that step by step. Bring your boot camp baby. if you have one, so that we can practice on the boot camp baby. If you're not sure how to do cranial, Dr. Kay Abide is even offering to, she opened up her practice for a whole hour before we even get started to show what she does with a pregnancy, a new mama. Well, not even a new mama, a mama who's pregnant. And so, like, there's just going to be so much for you to learn. So if you serve pregnant women, if you serve women who are going to be pregnant, if you serve women who are struggling to be pregnant, Dr. Chelsea is going to be showing us that journey of infertility to fertility and what can we do as chiropractors. You are serving that population. You really and truly have a moral obligation to learn. It's really not just enough to, okay, lay down, let me check you, zip zap, bye-bye. I mean, obviously the degree of physical, chemical, emotional stress that individuals are under today, like we can't deny that it's off the charts. I mean, even this 5G stuff.
Oh, right? Absolutely. So Dr. Sheree, Dr. Chelsea are in my Developing Minds program, and Dr. Chelsea just joined, and we did one of our, we call it grand rounds, and love her.
Yes.
And she says, she's been doing this work for so long, but now she also sees the need to expand because the stressors are so great. She was kind of blown away with the grand rounds we did on Tuesday, but that's what this is all about. The stresses are different, you guys. It's a different world we're going to be seeing, and we have to know more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to necessarily do more, but you've got to be able to know what you're working with.
Yeah.
And you've hit the ball out of the park with the lineup that you've got. So you guys need to be there.
Yes. And we can't wait to see you. So grab your ticket. If you're coming live, join us for the VIP. We're going downtown Spartanburg this year in an old historic building, a plated dinner. We have music and hors d'oeuvres and drinks before. And then Andrea Marconi from NVIC is doing our VIP lunch to give us news from the front lines of what is going on. And here's the cool thing, like, the media wants us to think that we're not winning at all. That's not the story Andrea is going to tell you about. Like, we are actually making some serious ground, which is a huge encouragement. So I'm so excited for her to be bringing us that on Friday lunch, and then Saturday lunch. All of the speakers are there for lunchtime. It's a bag lunch that I'm providing for those of you who have a VIP ticket, and we're just going to have a panel discussion. You can ask us any questions, and between all of us, I'm more than confident that we'll be able to come up with an answer or two. So I look forward to seeing all of you. Monica, I love you. Happy healing today.
Thank you. You Happy too.
Friday, everyone.
I'll be dancing by the next time you see me.
There we go. All right, everyone. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye. Bye.